And welcome in everybody, David 810 here, and I'm bringing to you another game from the Age Buddies Beer Brawl. And so here in the green, playing as the Koreans is IAteABanana, and over here in the red, playing as the Georgians is Slobthenob. And like a lot of these games, while this was happening live, there was a nice crowd of spectators getting kind of an exclusive stream into this set. So this is a very entertaining game. A game one, and it's on Cross. And if you don't know, Cross has four pawns in each corner, and there's a lot of fish here. A really good amount of fish, to where you really only need to take one pawn to get the advantage fishing gives to you. Um, but yeah, we'll see what the players do here. On a lower elo division, we had players play this as their first match as well, and neither of them took fish. So it'll be interesting to see what the plan is from both of these players. And yeah, let's talk about that. So Banana is a really good player. He's got some a nice all around skill set, pretty rounded. Uh, can certainly provide some good eco, and also pretty good at getting some aggression too. And I think is going to be focused on his timings of any build orders that he has, as he tries to bring this boar in here. That's a little rough. Oh, it just did not want to cooperate, and really quick to pull that back, almost too quick. But yeah, looks like that'll work out just fine. And a little bit of overfood eating here, a little bit of idle time. And it looks like Slob is doing the same. Now, when you do have fish on a map, the build order you would see would include typically 6 on wood, and that is to support a dock and then to produce 3, 4, 5 fishing ship per pond corner. And we have not seen that yet, but it looks like Slob is adding more on wood now that he's gotten plenty here. And needs to do a little bit of multitasking. And he's playing as the Georgians. The Georgians have a couple strengths. So they, for one, they've got pretty good economy. Specifically, under the fortified church, it'll provide the villagers an 8 tile radius with a 10% work rate. So that's really nice about the Georgians. You can wall up and get a good eco with fortified churches spread around your farms and your ores, and be able to take advantage of that. And it looks like Slob is going for a dock over on this side here, which is nice. And might be scouting the north corner to see if Banana is going to go for a dock. And Banana is walling up. He does not. Oh, let me check that. He does not know about these sheep here. Hopefully he figures that out. And has found the pond up here. This might be an indication he's going to search this corner. And he didn't actually see this wall, but this is a really interesting generation. There's a single line of wood where he could actually wall here, and it's like he's walling to the edge of the map. But he didn't see that. This is still a nice wood wall. And these are kind of early walls too. We're not yet in feudal even, so this might be hurting his economy. Pretty similar idle eco times, idle TC times, with a little bit more recent efficiency. And Banana does find his deer, not deer, his Oh, why is that twice? Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure the game isn't glitched and I'm not hearing the game sounds twice. I'm sorry if that's been a thing. Let's see. Oh, that's so bad. So much better. I'm sorry. That was probably really annoying to hear the double feed of audio. Okay, let's get back into this. I didn't notice till I heard the TC shooting. So we talked a little bit about what the Georgians, they've got some good eco, and they also have regenerating light cav. So if Slob wanted to go with some cav in feudal age here to harass, he would probably choose to do so with the Georgians just because they do regenerate. You'll see the scout here took some fire from the TC, and it's going to slowly build its health back up here. And they've nerfed it. It's still in a good spot though, and overall it'll help you win a fight against a scout too. And Slob is up early, and it looks like he is scouting to see if there's any docks from Banana, which he doesn't see. That would confuse me, especially on this map. You really should take advantage of the fish, even if you don't have any specific bonuses. It's extra workers, and will help you in the long run with food. There's a lot of berries being saturated here. 11 fills, probably too many. Could probably use some on wood around the TC to turn into farms, or just to add to the lumber camp there, since we're only at 9. And I do like the economy here from Slob better. Banana is up on the way. He's got 23 vills, so he's got a slight vill lead right now. And Slob is just scouting, see where he can do any damage. He did go for a barracks, so once he hits feudal, I expect to see either a stable if he's Georgians, or maybe he'll go a range. Slob has a tendency to add a range as one of his buildings to go up with. And boy, I gotta tell you guys, so of the people watching, there's a crowd watching on Discord, and they were watching on like a 65-inch TV, and there was people watching Slob and Banana duke it out, who didn't even watch or play Age of Empires. Otherwise, just there to support their player, which I believe was Slob. So it was a lot of fun. There's some nice stakes in the Discord while this was happening. This whole tournament has been a lot of fun. The purpose really has just been to provide a fun community event, and to let players match up against each other. You know, the first round here, Slob and Banana picked each other, so you could call this a grudge match. You know, if you know what that is, then it's more friendly grudge match though. There's no serious beef between any of the players, but the format is they were allowed to pick their opponent if the other person picked for them as well. And I think Slob's gonna go for some scouts here on the berries. He's trying to keep his scout alive. You saw him move it away, and it's good to get out of range, just so that you don't build any suspicion. Seeing that there, if I was Banana and I had a military building, which he does not, I would make a spear. But you see, Banana is going for a fast castle. He's had some on gold, and I showed it. I didn't mention it, but he's got some on stone too. There was actually no kills done there. We're still actually one first kill on for Banana on Slob. And this is actually a winning fight for the Georgian player. Wow, actually though, I thought he would have the advantage because it was even HP, but there was first hit on Slob, or for Slob, and that just barely saved him. And he's gonna harass the TC, try to force Banana to garrison. That's really funny. And Banana's just gonna wall him out, and you can't go through the TC here because it's blocked on the edge there. And Banana's just gonna keep his stone safe. Slob does know that there is vills on stone. He sees the mining camp, and if you see that, you're also gonna try to match that castle time, and it's exactly what he's been doing in the background. We didn't have more than 2 scouts added, and I think that was a nice decision from Slob. When he saw that Banana wasn't putting out any kind of feudal aggression, he stopped making feudal army and focused on his eco to catch up. And speaking of eco, Banana's build is really tight. He's on a 24 vil pop uptime, but he is facing against now a much healthier ecos fast castle. So when we get to castle age here, there's going to be less that Banana has the opportunity to do. So now he's going to go place this castle. He's got enough stone. This is a really defensive castle. I like this to protect your soul requirements to produce units, which is gold and wood. But he is going to be producing some more war wagons. This is a excuse me. This is not a typical unit you see in the kind of red phosphor style FCs that you see out there. It can be effective if you group them up enough. And we see he made it to castle. He's producing his units. He did get the second armor upgrade, but he has not gotten Bodkin Arrow yet. That's an interesting thing to notice. And when you make these Castle Age units, especially if your opponent makes it to Castle Age in a pretty similar amount of time, then you really need to make sure that your units can do the most damage as quickly as possible, especially since Slot is now adding a second TC, so his eco is starting to skyrocket. And we are up to 25 vills, but there could be more vills from Banana. But this, I think, is just going to turn into an all-in push here. We see Vil coming forward. This has got to be for a forward siege workshop, which is a really good indicator that this is going to be an all-in push. And Slob put down a bunch of these outposts, so he's going to see everything. Even this Vil that comes over here, he's going to see once she gets out of the darkness. And this is really rough. Slob is kind of making more villagers. This is a lot of pressure. He's got 2 stables. He made 2 stables. I think he's got the clear option of going for some cav here, get some upgrades on the armor, and if you go for a couple knights, maybe 4 knights against the amount of war wagons out here, what is this, 5 total? You can clear that up pretty easily. You kind of need a critical mass of these war wagons to do much damage. I mean, they will kill down villagers like this, but this is kind of sloppy under the TC. Slob is getting fletching, so he's just going to rely on these town centers to defend his vills. I'm not sure about that, and now he's going for skirmishers. Okay, so this is what I really think this is a good thing to notice here, and something that was pointed out by some of the spectators. Specifically, we had Masty James watching, and he made a really good point that while skirmishers are technically a counter to these war wagons, they're weak to those types of projectiles. There's not many upgrades on the skirm. Like, we don't have elite skirmisher. Slob is getting Bodkin Arrow, which is more than what Banana is doing. But skirmisher is still a feudal age unit. If you went for a bunch of knights with the wood the food and gold, then maybe it turns out a little better, because that is a castle age unit that has better stats than what you would find on a feudal age skirmisher. And we saw that there was 2 skirms here and a third here, and they're doing 1 damage a hit here. Well, 5, I guess, because the lack of pierce armor. But it's not enough. All these villagers are really looking for somewhere safe. There's nowhere safe. So I'm just gonna throw down a tower under the TC. But I think this should really tell him that he needs to get the units up. Now, he did get elite skirmisher now. Oh no, not yet. I was mixing up what the unit looked like. I think that's got to be coming though. He's got to be close to that. And you know, if you get enough of these skirmishers, this is a counter, but it's not the best counter. And another option he could go for is siege, and that is something that Banana is going to follow up with. I think Banana's been really focused on getting damage, watching exactly where we've been, and has not thought about producing. There he goes now. And Slob is on 6 fishing ship here. This dock is built up. The Vil died, but Slob can add more fish in that area. And we kind of see a 2-to-1 eco count here. So Banana is all in. Still 26 villagers. 5 minutes of idle time for Slob, which is incredibly high with the amount of pressure that's been going on. But it's nearly double that for Banana, which just shows that even if you're putting a lot of pressure on your opponent, if you're not creating vills at home, then it's kind of like you're losing those vills anyways. It's like Banana is getting raided each time he doesn't produce a Vil back here by Slob, which is in turn helping Slob stay in this game and lowering the efficacy of this push. And an attempt on this, but I think that rocket is going to stay up, barely, and there was a Vil there. Oh, Slob snipes it with the skirms. Well played there. That's some good attention to detail. And I think seeing that should spark Slob to throw down a siege workshop here. One of the things we do in the H Buddies has been playing a lot of mini games, one of which is a siege or onager micro mini game. And I would expect to see that from Slob. Banana is still producing. We see he's got a lot of market usage to balance his eco. What's the prices like here? Okay, so not quite horrible. He hasn't sold too much wood. They're still selling reasonably well. And Banana is up to a pretty good count of war wagons, up to 9, plus some siege coming in too, which is a really nice addition. And Slob is making some knights. The issue, we don't have any upgrades on these knights, but knights is what I was hoping to see. Unfortunately, without these upgrades, I think they're going to die pretty quick, and I'm not sure Slob's going to stay on this. And just looking at some dots on the map here, Slob's going to protect his knights in the back. You really want to see some armor come in. But instead, I think Slob is going to come over here and place another town center. Keep spots available for his villagers to work. And I think that's really good timing because this doesn't seem like too habitable of a position in the long term. And Banana is adding monks behind. I think that's a really good addition, especially if you see knights and you're on an all-in like this, then a lot of your vills are already on gold, and that's something that you can afford fairly easily to add 2-3 knights, and that might dissuade Slob from staying on these as well. But what a hectic game. Banana at 14 minutes idle TC time. Slob is doing his best to catch up to him, though. And all of this economy here is just going to become really inefficient. I think it's going to have to run. I'm not sure about these guys. They might be hidden, but better safe than sorry to get the economy reset up. And I think this is where Slob needed to have been on stone already. He had options of stone earlier in this game. He could have protected, maybe placed a TC down earlier. And if he could get like a castle up right here, that would stop a lot of this pressure and allow him to rebalance his eco. Because instead, I think he's going to lose all of the farms here, and that's really painful. That's going to really make the push more effective and balance things out. Because now Banana only has 3 farms, but Slob has 0. So, well, one farm technically. Maybe building some more up here would be a good thing. And I'm not sure if he can get away with this, but I like that he's trying. You should probably spread out your eco in a push like this. And that raided knight is going to come in. I'm not sure if these are kills on his on Slob's eco or his own. But a kill's a kill, and he's going to get 5 before he goes down 4. And Slob is finally adding that siege workshop. That's really nice. That's what I was hoping to see a bit earlier. And these vills are going to have to run. It's pretty tough to have to deal with this. And these 3 skirms are going to have to do the best to hold off the advances of, what is this, 12 war wagons? Yeah, oh. It's not pretty. Banana is probably feeling really good. Now, what does Banana know about Slob's eco? He knows he's run this way. And we've built a monastery up here. So maybe this is something where Banana might try to force Slob to stay in the corner here with his pressure. But he's certainly going to push in to try to get as much damage as he can. All of these vills need to get pushed back to wood, and looks like it's not safe back here either. This is just a mess. A lot of eco hiding, but up to 60 vills now for Slob. So, you know, they might be hiding in the TC, but they do exist, and that is nice. A messy game is really indicative here by that military hiding in the TC. a cowardly skirm. And if you don't know, if you need to garrison villagers near a bunch of aggression where you might have friendly army, the best way to do that is to hold left alt and highlight, and you will only select your vills. So Slob did get that castle up. He had vills there. I think he bought some stone too. Yep, looks like he bought some stone to finish it up. All the stone. Buys the whole castle, gets it up, and I think he'll make some Manaspa, making militia instead, and that militia is going to come over here to snipe the siege. That's really funny. I think that might go up. Might go down to some militia, and a second one coming. Will he take one down? Oh, one more hit, and it goes down. That might be worth it. That's a really expensive siege, although Banana could probably afford it. And Banana can also afford Bodkin, which, if we look at this, is... Where's the cost at? Or Bracer first. 300 food, 200 gold. That absolutely should be in by now. He's got plenty of res for it. It's one of the downsides of doing these all-ins is you focus so much on doing damage, sometimes you don't do the right things with your upgrades for your units. Maybe you forget some eco upgrades too. There's only 3 farms, but Horsecaller would be an example of that. I'm not sure he would need it specifically, but it would certainly help when he's making a wood gold unit. And most of all, what would help Banana is if he was producing from his TC during this entire push. It's 2 all-in, and he's got 500 food that he's not spending on these war wagons or the monks or these carts that could help his eco. Could get another TC down on wood and make it more efficient. Right now he's just relocating to a new wood line. And Slob is keeping the pressure back with some mangonels. And his eco is recovering. He's starting to add more farms again. And I'm not sure if he would ever come back here, but that's always an option with all those farms. And Banana's going to put a little bit of pressure here on the market. And I'm going to do just a little bit of speeding up here to get to the next stage of action here. Just because I have a limited amount of time to cast. And there's other games too that I want to get to. So this is nice. Slob is not paying attention. Stops it there, but only saves 2 of those fills. That's good for Banana. Again, only 26 fills though. That's the roughest part here. Is all of the successes are diminished by the lack of production. But this is good to keep Slob running. I'm sure he's sweating, trying to keep everything alive. I didn't show this, but there's actually a war wagon here that killed all the fish in this pond. And we might see the same on this pond. Slob did get a conversion of this war wagon. And I think he's gonna have to garrison his vills. There he goes. And this is okay. It's helped by the castle here. That's not something that the war wagons can sit under long term. And he's got another castle here, and the war wagons have found this expansion. Now, from this point, I think Banana has got to be in at least understanding that his pressure is not preventing the boom from continuing, and he might need to take some drastic action. And we just saw him go to the market, and he bought 600 stone to get to 668, and is waltzing over 12 villagers to drop a forward castle, which is amazing. And I think it's a kind of a sign of desperation to go for this forward castle push. Now, Slob hasn't really shown too much military here, so I think he could get away with it if he puts it in the right spot, which, for me, might be on this hill. He doesn't know about this castle, but instead he's going to drop it on this hill. It's a much safer castle, but I think it does less damage and gives you less map position than this one here. And it looks like he's going to pull back his units, protect the castle going up, And I think if he puts his units on stand ground here to deny the farms, that would work out for him. Slob does see this and is bringing over his 2 mangonels and instantly tried to bring some vills to fight with. But that's not going to work. And this castle could get denied. Slob is going for some nice onager shots, mangonel shots. And Banana's doing a good job to pull his villagers back. Slob should focus the military first, but if he can get some good shots on the vills, then that also is nice. Um, Oh, right there. That's a good shot. Oh my goodness. So there goes the mangonels. I think you have to understand you can't stop the castle there now. He did slow it though. He's down to 1 villager and that castle is at 50%, 70 now. And this is where you just need to run for Slob and look at your eco and look to see if you can click up. You've got 2 castles here. If you can get to Imperial Age, then maybe that's something that helps you treb down the castle. And I think this TC is a really good decision. It's protected by the castle. The eco can get back to work. Slob's coming over here. He must know that all the units from Banana are just passing, but also in a desperate spot. And this might be a good indicator that the game is over. There's nothing to stop a counter raid from Banana. There's no protected wood, or excuse me, from Slob on Banana. There's barely protected wood here, um, and I think we were gonna see Slob go up to Imperial Age there if the game didn't end by then. So well played to both players. This was a really entertaining set. I am not entirely sure if I will get the other games out to YouTube, but I did want to show this one off because it's been a really fun time watching all of the games live in Discord of all the community members, and even through this strategy not working out for Banana, it takes a lot to sign up for a tournament and to put yourself all your skills on the line and yeah, and the benefit will be for Banana. He's gonna learn from this. I think he'll be able to improve this all-in strat. It's a really good timing. He does a lot of good pressure. Slob did really well to run and to boom behind all of this. And so that's not to fault Banana at all. That's just good play from Slob. And with a few changes, maybe he could support an adjustment. He wasn't too far behind in the score too, so I think that's a good indicator that there's a lot of room for improvement for both players. Just looking at the idle TC time there, and only one player was all in. So um, yeah, I could easily see this strategy working. There's a couple moments there I thought it was actually going to take him over, especially through this push here. I think maybe if Banana had followed up with an earlier castle before this one can get down, that could have been a deadly blow, or at least knocked the eco back enough to continue to keep Banana in the game. Um, but really well played, super fun, and if you enjoyed and want to see other games like this, then there's more videos coming. Um, and if you want to play in games like this too, check out the community. We really do want to be there for all of the players looking for a nice environment to have friendly games, competitive games, but friendly games, and to improve or just to have fun with these fun settings and this community tournament. So I really appreciate it. And yeah, take care until the next time.